What would the world be like if everyone grew an edible garden? What would the United States be like alone? According to the National Garden Association, 16 million children struggle with hunger here in America. While there are those that struggle with hunger, there are also those that struggle with obesity because of lack of proper nutrition. This is astounding that here in America, we are having a nutrient crisis, either because we can't afford it or because we choose to eat unsustainable food that lack nutrients. A lot of the Earth's issues, whether it be pollution, nutrition, or money issues, could be relieved by growing an edible garden. We live in a fast-paced world where, when we're hungry, we go through a drive-through. We order burger, fries, and a soda. This scenario applies to every one of those issues I mentioned. We sit in a drive-through while our car pumps out carbon emissions and pollutes our air. We fill our bodies with fast food that lacks nutrition, is high in calories, and not to mention the high cost of the food. What is this saying about ourselves? What is this teaching future generations about stewardship over ourselves and our well-being? When you teach a child to garden, you teach them to feed themselves for life. Education about growing an edible garden is a must in our school districts. We need to teach children how to garden and to grow their own food in different ways so that every child can grow their own garden no matter where they live. We need to teach children how to grow and eat their own food. When we teach a child to grow an edible garden, we are helping them develop food empathy. Food empathy happens when someone develops a deeper connection to their food. This happens usually when someone grows a proportion of their own food. This also can lead to a healthier lifestyle. A community garden is a great place to grow an edible garden, especially when you lack the space. I did this a year and a half ago when I was living in an apartment. We were building our house, and I didn't want to grow a garden on the balcony because we were living there for 6 months. So I decided to participate in a community garden. This was an excellent eye-opener for me to see what growing a vegetable garden can do to a community. I watched children, elderly, and everybody pitch in, water their gardens, help weed other people's gardens, water other people's. We took care of each other. And one of my favorite things we did is at the end of the season, we had a harvest barbecue. We brought side dishes made from the fruits and vegetables that we grew, and we shared the recipes. And then the leftover harvest, we donated to the food bank to help other people. Why are we not growing more community gardens? Why are we not growing fruits and vegetables in city parks? Instead of ornamental plants, we could have functional plants. On a recent trip to California, we were driving in the LA Valley, and as we drove in, my daughter in the back seat said, "Hey, Mom, look at all that fog." And it occurred to me, that's not fog, that's smog, and it's pollution. And as we drove through the suburbs, I started to think some more. I looked through the yards, and I didn't see hardly any vegetable gardens growing. This got me thinking, what if every one of these people grew an edible garden? Maybe they'd leave their homeless because they would be taking care of their gardens. They wouldn't have to go to the store as much because they would have some of that food at home. That may cut down on pollutions, not to mention that plants help with the air quality? What about the health of the family? Their nutrition, the nutrients that they're feeding themselves would be healthier. They would be healthier because of what they are growing and what they are eating. Not to mention the cost. A lot of people think that growing a garden is a lot, but in fact, it's really not. I bought here a pack of seeds I got from the dollar store for 25 cents. Now, I grew about 9 plants and I still have seeds left over, but 25 cents. I went to the grocery store and I bought this pepper for $1.89. Now, just think about that. 25 cents for a whole bunch of seeds, or $1.89. If everyone grew an edible garden, our communities would be healthier and stronger. Ourselves would be healthier. Our children would be healthier. Our air would be healthier. We'd have more money in our pockets. What is the world losing when we don't get in touch with the farmer in each of us? I challenge you today to take a seed and plant it, whether indoor or outdoor, and grow a vegetable garden. Get in touch with the farmer inside of you. Daniel Webster proclaimed that the cultivation of the earth is the most important labor of man. For when cultivation starts, other arts will follow. For it's the farmers that are the founders of civilization.